So before we start this video, let me say, if you have not seen or watched my first video talking about this season, I recommend that you do so, and you can go do that right here. Also, let me say, if you have arachnophobia, this episode, it must have been a struggle for you. Even I got jitters, I'll admit. But anyways, the first bullet on my, albeit pretty short list for today, bounty hunters are still hunting the child. And I think this is important to note because it means that the Empire and Moff Gideon still want it for whatever reason. Just because Din got away with the child, just because they're on the run from the Empire, Gideon isn't going anywhere. Gideon is still sending bounty hunters. They are still out there, and they are still hunting the Mandalorian, and I think it is only a matter of time before Boba Fett gets recruited to hunt him as well. Like I talked about in my pre-season discussion video I did a while back, which you can go watch right here, Boba Fett was one of the top bounty hunters for both Jabba and the Empire during their reigns. So to say that a remnant of a group that used him often would recruit a once valuable asset, it isn't all that far-fetched. I mean, honestly, maybe Boba already has been recruited. It's been implied multiple times throughout this episode that Din and the child are still on the run from, I assume, Gideon and his remnant. Now, we do get confirmation that Din has a history with the New Republic now, but I will get to that in a minute. My point is, if other bounty hunters were able to locate and ambush the Mandalorian, they couldn't have been the only ones that far behind. Which also might mean Boba could have been tracking the child as well, and that is why he appeared at the end of episode 1. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see, but moving on to the New Republic, as I said, Din now has a record. If you recall Season 1, the Mandalorian did a heist job on a Republic correctional ship with some of his former colleagues. Together, they broke into a correctional ship to free a Twi'lek named Kin, or Quinn, or Keen, or Kund? I don't know. Anyways, as the episode went, the heist went off without a hitch until the Mandalorian was betrayed by his old crew, forcing him to apprehend and leave them to be prosecuted while he and Quinn escape. Of course, the Mandalorian did lead the Republic right to Quinn after dropping him off, basically negating what he did in the episode. But Din still broke into a Republic prison, using his own ship to do so, mind you, so he would still become actively wanted by the New Republic because he still committed a crime. It's like in real life, if you were to go and rob like a convenience store and steal some milk, and then you decide that was wrong, and so you go bring the milk back, you still committed a crime. And with that said, this now makes him sought after by both the Empire, at least their remnant, and the New Republic. I feel like this is going to come into play one of these days. How? Well, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but a Republic raid on Gideon's base of operation sounds pretty likely to occur, whether it be in the near or distant future. And lastly, before we end today, I just have to say, someone needs to, muzzle the child or something, because this kid can't stop eating things, and he almost always causes problems when he does. Seriously, if you look at this episode, he reduced the salamander woman's offspring by half this episode, and also unleashed a horde of spider facehugger chestburster things because he ate one of their eggs. He is literally going to get people killed one of these days just because he is hungry. Also, is it acceptable if I don't trust the salamander woman? There's something about her that gives me bad vibes. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just me, but if she turns out to be some sort of highly trained assassin hired by Gideon or whatever, don't say I didn't warn you. And finally, to wrap up this video, to tie everything up in a nice little bow, I have a quote from a friend that sums up what he thought about this episode. Episode 2 was not as good as episode 1, but still good AF. If you have any questions or comments regarding this video, this episode, Star Wars, or its lore, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching.